Hey everybody, welcome back to Spillage Studios, 31 Nights of Halloween. It's my pick again today. Let me get my mouse off the screen, holy shit. Um, it's my pick again today, and today I'm doing one of my favorite little action movies, Underworld. As some of you might know, well, basically just you guys, I'm a huge fan of the Blade movies. If you put vampires or werewolves in an action movie, you basically got me on lock. I actually hadn't gotten, I'd seen like clips and parts of Underworld because my parents used to watch them. But like I never really actually watched them until earlier this year actually. And nope. And I finally watched them, and I had a really really good time watching the first two. I'm not gonna say they're amazing movies, but they're pretty good. Essentially, the premise of Underworld is there's like a clan, a family of vampires that go back way way back, and a clan or a family of werewolves, they go way way back. And this is the modern times though. Now they're using guns and shit to kill each other. The vampires have like ultraviolet bullets. It's really weird. They're like bullets that glow that they use, or at least maybe the werewolves use those against vampires. And then the vampires use silver bullets against the werewolves. I can't really remember exactly, but anyway, they got a bunch of crazy like upgrades for their weapons to fight each other. But it's definitely coming off that Matrix era of action. So everybody's in like a black like sleek outfit. A lot of like cool camera shots, people like flipping over each other and shooting guns at each other, and it's like a fun action movie. You follow Kate Beckinsale as Celine, the sexy vampire badass, and she works for the vampire family. The vampire family is currently being run by a younger vampire who's kind of a douchebag. But Celine like is not interested in him, and so he doesn't like her. But she's just such a cool badass that he like can't really do anything. And also the older vampire who's actually in charge of the clan, who is currently in his sarcophagus resting, loves Celine, so he can't really do anything to her. But then the werewolves discover Michael. Michael is essentially like the Jesus of this universe, and Michael is like a half vampire, half werewolf, or he like becomes one. And Celine falls in love with him, and it becomes kind of a Romeo and Juliet style story where they kind of go on the run from both clans. Also, the douchebag vampire guy is like actually working with the werewolves to undermine the vampire society. Um, and Celine has to face her demons, and her and Michael have to take on the world. The only thing about this movie that kind of a bummer is that it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, slightly, because the second movie picks up like right where the first movie ends. But it's still like a complete cohesive story. It's a little hard to follow, I feel like, but it is what it is. It's also really dark. Like every shot in this movie is like pitch, like very dark. The house that the vampires live in, I don't know if this is true. I want to look this up later, but I didn't get the chance before this. Might be the same house from The Mummy 2, also. I don't know if that's the case, but it looks like the exact same house. Patrick, you can have your question now.
I was gonna ask, is this anything like Resident Evil?
I've never seen the Resident Evil movies, so I don't know.
That's my
Um,
question.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do the Resident Evil movies as an episode at some point, because I do want to watch them, like the old Resident Evil movies. But yeah, I don't know. I actually enjoy this movie. I guess I didn't give it a rating. I would say for myself, my personal rating, because it's like everything I like. Uh, I would say it's probably an 8, because I just think it's fun and like a cool movie and like self-contained. Like it's actually like pretty good. Uh, I would say it's probably more of like a 7.5 realistically though. Less depending on how you feel about it, because it is definitely coming off that like Matrix era of like action movies where everything was trying to be the Matrix and do like the Matrix thing. But I think its concept kind of sets it apart a little bit. I don't know, but I just really enjoy it. I think it's a fun Halloweeny, spooky action movie. If you like vampires and werewolves, it's cool. The werewolves kind of look like shit in certain scenes, but in certain other scenes they look really good. And the werewolf subplot kind of sucks until it loops back around at the end, and it kind of feels pointless. Also, the Michael thing about what he is isn't really explained very well, and also when he transforms, spoilers, he transforms into like a werewolf vampire demon hybrid thing, and it's ugly as fuck. It looks so stupid. But the rest of the movie is pretty awesome. And I don't know. I've already spoiled a lot of it. Does anybody have any other questions? That's Underworld, man. You should watch it.
Is it kind of like in the veins of something like the Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing and
Um,
uh, Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy movies?
it's more like Hellboy.
Okay.
It's more like Hellboy than it is like Van Helsing. I would say Hellboy and it share DNA on some level.
Okay.
But Hellboy, you can like see more in the scenes. I will say that's like my
Okay.
biggest gripe with the movie is everything is either black or blue. Like there's like a blue filter over a lot of stuff. It feels like, or like
Even like the fucking like any of the movie like the DVD covers and everything is just fucking blue and black. With
yeah.
her
I mean,
with the gun.
everything is like blue and black and dark and like scary. Not scary. Like weird. I don't know how to describe it, but like it's not a bad movie. It just suffers from like the era I think that it was made in a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it's
Hellboy's very blue and black too though. Like that is a
I
very
guess
blue
I
and
haven't
black movie.
watched them in a long time.
The first one, the second one is a lot more bright, I would
Yeah,
say.
the Golden Army
Yeah, because they're around a lot of gold and fucking
and armies.
yeah, and lava. There's like a lot of lava at the end.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I think I like Underworld. I think it's a good movie. You should watch it. I don't know if we'll end up doing it or not for Spillage, but I'd like to because I think you guys should watch them. I think they're fun. I think they're just fun
Yeah, we
movies. I actually just recently watched the third one, which is the first two are like sequels to each other. Like it's the first one, and then the second one is like a direct sequel, and then the third one is like a prequel that takes place like a thousand or like a couple hundred years in the past. But it's like similar actors because it's vampires and shit.
When is it supposed to take place?
I-
Is it modern day?
It's
future?
kind of like what I said about Blood Rain. It doesn't tell you where it is, what time period it takes place, or any of that. Now, it could be America, it could be England, could be Transylvania, could be any. They literally never explain it. Everybody has an American accent, so they're like in a city, but it doesn't say what it is. It doesn't say when it is. I imagine
It's
time.
Wuhan, China.
I imagine time period. It's supposed to be like the year it came out, so like 2003, I think it is. Um, because like in the trailer and stuff, they're talking about like, but it's the modern era, and she like reloads her guns and like shoots a bunch of people, and I'm like, so I guess it's now, but like where? It looks kind of like it could be New York City in like the subway scenes, but then like they're outside and they're like, it looks like it could be like London. I don't know, like it doesn't really explain. But Michael is clearly American. I could be like missing it. Maybe they do explain it, but I don't think so.
Takes place in Boston.
And then
of
like in the
course.
second movie, it opens and they're like in like the mountains. Now it's all blue, but it looks like the Pacific Highway. So like I don't
It's
know.
in Seattle.
I have no
Oh, yeah.
idea. I couldn't tell you that one.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, that's Underworld. You should check it out.
Peace.
Peace.